So ready? Ready, go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Old school.
Okay, so I'll let you boys know. I'm referee, but let's just have some fun. So you need to make sure you listen to what it was. So we need to make sure you listen. That one, fine. We'll kick it off at your point. So we'll point it out here. The national anthem, we're playing both ways. So yeah, we'll go back. Yeah, 5 minutes and we'll get back. No. Is there a countdown on that? Yeah, I don't know.
Good evening and welcome to Kings Park Sports Ground on a beautiful night in Hong Kong, where a small piece of Hong Kong sports history is about to be made. This is the night when the Hong Kong Thunder, the Hong Kong Rugby League team, played their first ever, their inaugural Rugby League Test match. The opponents are the Samurais of Japan. Everything is set fair, the weather is beautiful. Couldn't have a better night for sport. My name's Graham Cunningham. My co-commentator tonight is Brett Skelly. Good evening, Brett.
Good evening, Graham. It's a pleasure to be here for what will be a historic and hopefully very good game of rugby league. As you say, the conditions are perfect. There's very little wind about, so it shouldn't affect either team. So very much looking forward to what should be a very good game of rugby league.
Referee has come all the way from Australia, Robbie McDonald. He's had a word with the captains already. Everything's in place. Teams are about to enter the arena. We'll have the national anthems, all the ceremony of a normal test match. World Cup's going on in Australia. I've already watched my share of rugby league today. Big win for New Zealand over Scotland. Fantastic game between Samoa and Tonga. And my England team got the better in workmanlike style of Lebanon. So it's going to be a lovely evening here, and we've got some great characters on show. Just a bit of background here. Rugby league wasn't a thing in Hong Kong until 4 years ago. A few meetings, a few socials, a couple of teams organised, all informal to begin with, but now we have a very diverse and colourful crop of rugby league players about to have the time of their lives against Japan. Don't know how to call it. Difficult to gauge the form on this, Brett.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a few players coming up from Australia and New Zealand, as well as the local competition. We should point out that there is a local competition in Hong Kong with 4 teams, One Shy Warriors, Valley Broncos, Hong Kong Scottish Riviers and the Kowloon Tigers, who were champions this season.
Teams about to enter the pitch. If you want to give a shout out, if you're watching from anywhere in the world, goodness knows where people are going to watch this, but if you are engaged, if you are interested, we hope you enjoy the game. If you're on Twitter, at Hong Kong HK Rugby League, it's at HK Rugby League. Any messages on there, we'll be delighted to incorporate them into the call. But the players are now entering the arena. Japan first, led by their captain, Lachlan Grieve, number 12 on his jersey. We'll call out the teams in a moment too. Great atmosphere here. Some big boys playing for Japan, some big boys playing for Hong Kong. And within the next 5 or 10 minutes, we'll get a clear idea of what this match means to both teams. What are you expecting early on, Brett?
I'm expecting there'll be a little bit of energy first up. Both teams have some pretty nimble backs. I think Hong Kong have got a bigger size forward pack, so we're probably expecting them to hit the ball up a little bit harder early on. But as the game goes on, I think the smaller size with the Japanese team may help them to come home a little bit stronger. So a little bit harder for the Hong Kong team early on, but Japan to come home with a wet sail.
It's a pitch that's made for running rugby. And here come the Hong Kong team. Full squad coming out. Big round of applause. Jack Nielsen in the vanguard on the way onto the pitch. Number 14, he'll be carrying the ball up hard. A big night for him. Nobody can ever take away his achievement tonight. He becomes the first rugby player ever to be a dual-toed international. National anthems to follow. We'll be back shortly, folks.
First off, the Japanese national anthem. Thank you. Thank you. Now for the Chinese national anthem for Hong Kong.
Okay, so the time is almost here. Hong Kong get together, give each other a battle cry. Japan about to do the same. And 4 years of hard work have gone into this. We'll name check them later. Lots of people have played major parts in putting this together. But now, as in any rugby league game, Brett, it's down to the players.
Yes, thank you, Graham. I'll go through the Hong Kong Thunder. At 1, we have Kin Chong. At 2, we have Ben Wong. At 4, we have Richard Lindsay. At 5, we had Benoit Monclier. At 7, we have Hogan Tumalatai, who's a dancer in the Lion King show at Disneyland. Gus Spencer's at number 8. He's the youngest Hong Kong player at 17 years old. Jason Yip is in number 9. Number 10 is Toby Lai, who has Holden Cup experience with the Sydney Roosters recently. 13 is Udo Wong. 14 is Jack Nielsen. 16 is Chris the Hardman Harris, who is actually playing with one leg after losing a leg as a 3-year-old. 19 is Alvin Chan. 22 is Jack Muir. 24 is Tavita Tenialu, who trialled for Toa Samoa in 2008. 25 is Lawrence Tuck. 26 is Ben Ryan, and the captain in 28 is Ringo Lung. The manager is Jason Fairley.
Game underway. We'll go through the Japanese squad as the game progresses, but Hong Kong in possession, driving the ball up strong and hard early on, and a few messages bound to be sent out in these first couple of minutes.
Yes, absolutely. I think they're going to try and hit the ball up very hard, trying to give a message to the Japanese team early on.
Halfback, Ringo Lung, very influential player, darts up the left, stays in touch right by our commentary position. Defenders trying to get back. Number 2 for Hong Kong, Ben Wong takes it up hard. Backs doing work as well as the forwards early.
Yes, and as we see a breakdown of play here, 22 there, Jack Muir. We've had the turnover, so number 3 for Japan will take it up, Kohei Ishikawa.
So play the ball. First set for Japan in possession. White jerseys, red shorts. One of the forwards digs it up hard. That's 10. Hiroshi Fukusawa plays the ball. Big forwards getting ready to roll here. Dart from dummy half. Halfway line.
Kazuki Fukushika there, taking it from the dummy half.
Somebody needs to get the kicking tee off the pitch quick. That's going to be an obstruction for someone. Need to get someone out there and remove that. But Japan, halfway through their first set, they've made 20 metres so far.
Luke Bradley takes it up there. It's taken back.
Ball coming out wide, right wing for Japan. Good tackle by 5. The ex-Frenchman, Benoit Monclier, stops the Japanese fullback in his tracks. Dart from dummy half. Running out of tackles here in this set, Japan. Will they kick now?
So Kazuki Fukushika goes back into first receiver. Kick goes up from Kenta Karino.
And it's dropped. I think that's a Japan knock-on. Hong Kong get the advantage, play the ball on their own 20-metre line. So even Stevens for the first few minutes. No dramas as yet. As usual, forwards doing the hard work, the backs just feeling their way into this. Ringo Lung at half-back. You have to think that he's going to be a very influential player. Gus Spence, 17 years of age. He must weigh about 90 pounds soaking wet. But he's a ball player and he loves the physical aspect. Expect to see him on the ball as often as possible.
I think 90 pounds will probably be optimistic.
Ball going left. This is Hogan for Hong Kong. More on him later, but it looks like the referee's blown the whistle. Go, this a knock on. Japan seems to think they're going to get the ball back. I think they are. I think the ball was dropped in the tackle. Hogan Tumalatai, a dancer in his day job. He needs to hold onto the ball a little harder if he's going to do his nighttime job.
Yes, early on here we've had a little bit of drop ball, so I think they just need to consolidate, try and keep ball in hand, try and do the simple things early and let it flow a bit more freely later on.
Scrum down. Japan to have the put in, just short of halfway. No real chances yet. 2 sets of possession for each side. And no real openings yet. Tight, tight, tight. These Japan guys running hard, running strong, but being met with equal ferocity there. Benoit Monclier makes the tackle. He's number 5, left centre. Japan keen to probe at the right-hand side here. They seem to think there might be a weak spot down there. No sign of a weak spot yet.
Fukusawa takes it up there. Quite a good run.
Still early in the tackle count. Japan clearly keen to move this ball. That's a good long ball out towards the left centre. Full-back for Japan. Itara Matsuo takes it up. Plenty of tacklers there, but Japan are looking promising right now.
Another good run by Kenta Karino. Gives the ball away. Takes it back out to Fukutaka.
Offload for Luke Bradley. Big Luke Bradley makes yards. Japan, promising position. 10, 12 metres from the line. Ball played out from left to right, but lost. Ball spilled. Referee blows. 2 knock-ons there, I feel. I think he'll take the first knock-on, which was by Japan. Should be a scrum down. Head and feed to Hong Kong.
Yep, another handling error there. So it's, once again, just need to consolidate. I think they got a little bit excited as they got towards the try line.
Set completion, key in rugby league. You get through your sets, good things tend to happen. Scrum half, number 8 on his back, red head guard for Hong Kong. That is Gus Spence. He is a ball player. He's only 17, but he said he loves the physical angle. He'll get plenty of chance to enjoy that tonight. Ball taken from the back of the scrum, moved out. And a big run from Hogan there. Hogan makes 10, 15 metres. Ringo Lung's in behind. He's going to be at half all night, you feel. Plays it out.
Hogan takes the ball up again.
Lost ball. Ref says play on. Japan have it again. 35, 40 metres from the line and a full set to come.
Very good opportunity for Japan here to take the ball up, keep the ball in hand and have something left on the last tackle.
You get the impression any side who can really complete the sets here are going to have good ball near the line.
Absolutely. Japan looking quite good here early on.
I think they'd be happier with the first 5 or 6 minutes. They've spent most of those first 5 or 6 minutes in the Hong Kong half. As you can see, it's an artificial pitch. It's made for fast, freewheeling rugby, but for the moment, it's ball in hand and try and make those valuable metres.
So Fukusawa takes it up again. Tackled, we're about 10 metres out from the try line.
Fukushiga is the hooker, plays the ball from right to left. 7 is Kenshin Choi Choi. We met him last night, interesting character with the head guard, only 18 years of age. Japan over for the first score. Referee points down, checks with his touch judges. It's number 8, a big hitter, Sean Akabi. And the first try in the first ever Hong Kong Rugby League Test match goes to the youngest man on the pitch.
Fukusawa.
Number 8, or is it number 10? Excuse me. I think it's number...
It's number 9, Kazuki Fukushiga.
My mistake. So it's number 9, Kazuki Fukushiga. 4-0 for Japan, and ball retention proved key there, Brett.
Absolutely. Fukushiga's actually been quite good all night. He's kept the ball in hand. He's had a couple of good passes. Got the payoff there, crossing the line early on. So great try there for Japan.
Number 7 is going to take the kick. 18 years of age, Ken Chu Choi with the head guard there. There's Captain Lachlan Grieve just clarifying something with the referee. Very early in the game so far. Too early to be getting worried, but Hong Kong clearly need to retain the ball a good deal better than they have so far. 4-0 to the visitors. Japan, the Samurais. First blood to the Samurais in this first ever Hong Kong Rugby League Test.
So Kenshin Chuchoi taking the kick here. He's New Zealand born, plays his rugby league for Newland Stags in Auckland. Playing up here, first ever Test match. So looking forward to see how he goes with the kick.
Typically cosmopolitan profile New Zealand resident playing for Japan, and supports an a Welsh football team in the English Premier League, Swansea City. But he's missed a conversion. Score remains 4-0 to Japan. A great start for them, and they've spent most of the first 8 or 9 minutes in the Hong Kong half. Hong Kong just need to keep it simple for the next couple of sets.
Absolutely.
They need to get downfield. They need to put some pressure on Japan and try to force the errors downfield.
Yes, I think if they can keep the ball in hand, they'll be dangerous. They've definitely got the people out wide that can run on. If they can keep the ball in hand, consolidate, push forward, much like Japan just have done, they should be scoring tries.
And that's a great start for Japan. When we had a good look at these two teams at a function last night, we were both of the opinion that physically Hong Kong seemed to have the edge, but now you see the guys out in the strip on the pitch, it doesn't seem anywhere near such a marked difference.
Absolutely. And Sean Akabe, who is not on the pitches yet, but he'll come on later on. He's the youngest player playing tonight. He's 17 years old and 1 month. He's 6'2" and 106 kilos. He is a big boy, so they'll be physical when he comes out there.
Deep kick from Hong Kong. Japan ready for it, carry it back to the 20-metre line. So it's a great start for Japan, and they are doing the simple things pretty well at the moment. They're getting the big boys onto the ball, making what meters they're allowed to, and just working the field position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I might be harping on about it, but once again, it is just consolidating. And early on, the nerves will be up. Everybody's very excited. If they can keep the ball in hand, do the simple things, it'll come naturally after.
Nikola Pavasic was the big number 14 who took the ball up just now. Good tackle by number 7 for Hong Kong, and I think he's committed an offence. The referee says a little unnecessary roughness in the tackle there, and Hong Kong, their own worst enemies at the moment. They're giving away penalties, they're giving away yards, meters, they're giving away valuable field position.
Absolutely. Hogan Tumalatai is just a little bit high on the tackle there, gives away a little bit of a silly penalty. It gives Japan another chance to go into their own half, push forward.
Points very valuable at this point in the game. Confidence. Remember, these are 2 test match teams who don't have too much test match experience. So if you can get a lead of 6, 8, 10 points, it's going to stand you in good stead. Your mentality is bound to relax and improve if you get the first couple of scores.
Absolutely, Graham. And once again, they'll start getting tired towards the end of this half, and especially towards the end of the match. If they've got a 10-point lead at the end of the match, they'll be very happy as everybody gets tired and mistakes are made.
Luke Bradley hits the ball up, and he hits it up hard for Japan. So meter by meter, they're getting into a dangerous position again. That's the other prop. Hiroshi Fukusawa, number 10 on his jersey.
Amani Kanishi.
Number 13, that was. Here's the captain, Lachlan Grieve. Darts towards the right-hand side. Japan clearly like the look of this right-hand edge. Lachlan plays the ball. Hooker goes dummy. Snipes from dummy half, and is he in? He's tight at the corner. 3 meters short.
Another great run by Kazuki Fukushika. He's been the standout player so far, scoring 1 try, taking the ball out from dummy half.
9 plays the ball. Fukushika plays the ball. Chance here for Japan, using the forwards. That's a great hit from Hong Kong. Was it number 12? Excuse me, no, it wasn't number 12.
Number
but
22,
anyway,
Jack Muir,
balls in play. Great long ball. Nikola Pavasic drops it. It was a tough one. Japan gambled there, already in front. They gambled on the long looping ball. But the 14, Nikola Pavasic, he's one of the tallest guys on the pitch, but even that ball was above his head.
Yeah, Pavasic was given a bit of a hospital pass there. He didn't have much of an opportunity. A big looping pass flying towards his head, so don't blame him much there.
This is Jack Nielsen, probably the oldest player on the pitch, 39 years young, dual international now, played rugby union for Hong Kong, mixed martial artist, missionary worker, very colourful character. There is young Gus Spence. He's determined to move the ball, give it some air at every opportunity.
Udo Wong playing the ball there, gets it back. Nielsen again taking the ball up. Another big run from him.
This is sensible actually from Hong Kong. Nothing too flashy. They need ball in hand for the next few minutes, and then they can worry about putting the moves on. Toby Lai takes the ball up, and a good offload from him. Now Hong Kong starting to move the ball really well. Hogan Tumalatai carries it up. They've made 40 metres in this drive. Maybe another drive and then a kick, and they'll have good field position. There's Gus Spence.
Gus Spence taken with the ball.
Now this, I think, is last tackle. So who's going to be the kicker? It's Hogan. Puts it up high in the air. Not a bad kick. Spiralling bomb. And it's taken safely by the Japan player.
Yeah, well taken by the fullback, Itaru Matsuwa there.
So that's more like it from Hong Kong. They completed a set. They got good meters. They'll have gained confidence from that. But Japan looking dangerous on the break.
Oh, there we go. Come on, that's what we wanted. Come on,
No, I think Japan are going to be able to play the ball there. Referee says he was called held. That rule's changed and changed for the better. But Japan, they're making meters too easily there. They've made 15 meters from the play the ball. That's ominous for Hong Kong.
That's right, Graham. They're too easy. Missing some tackles there. Very weak in the tackle. Pushing forward. Very easy for them.
The Hong Kong defensive line are hitting hard, but they're not moving up as a unit. They're waiting for the ball runner to hit that line.
That's right. During broken play, they're making good ground at Japan.
And discipline is a problem here for Hong Kong. Another penalty. It goes the way of Japan. They could take the 2, but that would be somewhat of a defensive move so early in the game. Have they got a move they can put on? It looks like it. Here we go. Luke Bradley bangs the ball in, and he gets the offload to the hooker. This is dangerous, very ominous. Hong Kong hitting hard, but they're not moving up as a unified line right now.
No, very good pass there from Luke Bradley in the tackle.
Lachlan Grieve darts and offloads. This is ominous. Nikola Pavicic has the ball. That's a big hit on the line from Hong Kong, and it was desperately needed. Gus Spence was in there.
That was a try-saving tackle there.
It was. That's 6
Pavicic
points
was
saved.
over the line.
Here we go. Hands. And
Smart.
the cheering from the Japan bench, coaches and subs.
Utara Matsua there.
Too easy.
Great work. Held onto the ball. He could have passed outside, but backed himself. Got in. Great try.
So, the cutting edge from the Samurais in the first 10 minutes. And that came, don't get me wrong, it came from some real good rugby from Japan, but it was prompted by a mistake and a penalty in midfield that gave Japan the chance to get that field position. Hong Kong are, I repeat, their own worst enemies at the moment.
They have been, yeah. And once again, consolidation, Japan has been very good. They've, in that set of 6 there, great offload, running the ball up very well. And then towards the end there, Matsua gets across the line with a nice little darting run.
Right through that passage of play, the last 90 seconds, you could see the confidence building in Japan players. They weren't content just to run it up and die with the ball. They were running it up, hitting the line, spinning, offloading. Then the backs were completely confident and calm in the movement of the ball.
And that may just be down to experience. Some of these Japan players have played tests before. Japan has a long history going back to the mid-90s of playing test matches, whereas Hong Kong are having their first ever run. It may just be experience in this instance.
Hong Kong need to get the basics right. They need to complete sets. They need to move up. If I was advising these guys now, I'd say, you're tackling well, but you're tackling late. The ball runner is being allowed to hit your line instead of you hitting him before he's gained full momentum. Anyway, it is 8-0 to Japan. It looks a kickable conversion for Ken Chu Choi. Head guard hanging loose. Referee Rob McDonald just behind him. Oh, costly. You have to convert better than that if you're going to win a close game. And it's not close at the moment. It's 8-0. Hong Kong in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, similar to the first goal attempt there. Chu Choi just sprayed it across the goal. Not on target.
So also, I'd say a worrying lack of vocals from this Hong Kong team. A few of these more experienced guys need to put their hands up now and take control of the situation, because they're looking a little lacking in direction, I would say.
Well, I must say some of the Hong Kong guys have already got their heads hanging a little bit low, so it's they need a little bit of motivation.
They don't need to score right away. They don't need to score next, but they need to make some opportunities in the Japan half. A big, high kick. Chu Choi takes it and he gives it on to Luke Bradley, I think, who takes the ball up. Plenty of work for him so far. And Japan, look at the body language. It's keen, it's active, it's alert, it's dynamic. They all want the ball now.
Yes, everybody looks as though they're fighting for the ball. Once again, Fukushika takes it forward. He's had quite a few good runs. Oh, sorry, that's not Fukushika, that's
Keep an eye on this
Fujitaka.
Hong Kong defensive line now. They need to move up as one. They have done on this occasion. And look what happens. No real gain, no real meters gained for Japan. They need to do that, not just one tackle or two. They need to do it every tackle in the set of 6. There they've waited. The guys in the centre have waited for the ball runner to hit them, and that's cost them 10 metres.
Absolutely, and the big man, Tomohiro Setaguchi, taking the ball forward there.
Early chip over. Oh,
Great take.
Fantastic try. A sensational try from Japan. It is 7. Ken Chu Choi. His conversions haven't been too accurate, but that was a beautiful bit of individualistic skill.
That was a great take off the kick. Didn't have much in front of him. Ran it in right under the dot.
And it wasn't on last tackle either, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Halfway through the set, and that's a sign of the confidence. They're prepared to take a chance on tackle 2, 3 or 4. Little chip over, nobody at home. Yes, it bounced perfectly, but that was the best try of the night so far.
And Ken Chu Choi has now relinquished the kicking duties. We go to Dai Fujitaka. He's going to take the ball right in front.
I think he may have had them taken off him, Brett.
I think he might have too, yes.
Anyway, if he keeps scoring tries like that, nobody's going to complain about Ken Chu Choi's performance. He's jogging back, head guard in hand. Japan, look at the body language now. They are fired up. They know it started well for them. They're in pole position right now. This one from under the H's. The new kicker is number 5, Dai Fujitaka. No bother.
Successful conversion there by
12-0 becomes 14-0 for Japan, and the task for Hong Kong is now looking a pretty steep one. 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, once again, Hong Kong are a little bit ragged. They're running back, few heads down. You compare it with the body language in Japan. Ken Chu-choi, after he scored that try, the big beaming smile on his face. It's starting to get away a little bit here in the early stages of this match. 20 minutes in, 14-0.
Bottom line, Brett, Hong Kong haven't given themselves the chance to shine so far. The ball retention has been really poor. If they've completed a set, it's only 1 or 2. And they've just invited Japan in, and Japan haven't been slow to take advantage. Again, the conversion is caught, and Japan, with Lachlan Grieve, begin to set up again. They don't have to do anything flash now. The basics done well will suffice for the next 20 minutes.
And that's what they're doing here, just setting out once again, taking the ball forward. Simple things. And once again, you know, they may kick it again early. Who knows? But as I say, they've got their tails up. They don't need to do anything silly now.
26, Ben Ryan makes the tackle for Hong Kong, and it's a good one. He's in again. That's more like it from the Hong Kong forwards. They need to work as a unit there to stop Japan making meters. 2 good tackles from Ben Ryan. Lachlan Grieve turns in the tackle, looks for the offload. It isn't there. Benoit Mouclair makes the tackle. And this is better from Hong Kong. They haven't made halfway yet, Japan.
So once again, yeah, tackling. They're pushing forward. They're not letting Japan have any broken play. They're not letting them push forward. Simple stuff, but it's effective.
It's maybe a little lack of league experience on show from the Hong Kong defensive line, in that 1 or 2 guys will shoot the line and look for the tackle, but other guys are hanging back saying, you do it, guys. They need to go up as a wall of defenders if they're going to make an impression here.
So Gus Spence takes the ball up. There it goes.
Ball players haven't had too much chance to shine. Hong Kong have not made any significant space. But there goes 26. Again, good work on defence from Ben Ryan, and he's now taking the ball forward strongly.
So Ben Ryan, since he's been on, has actually been quite good. He made quite a few tackles.
There's Ben with the ball, and that's much more like it. They use Gus Spence as the ball player and use the big lads then to make the meters. Dart from dummy half. Much better from Hong Kong. Spence goes down. The ref blows. It must be a penalty for Hong Kong for offside, I think, Brett.
Yeah, so that was great work. Once again, the 2 big boys, Ben Ryan, Tavita Tenialu, taking the ball up, setting it up. Gus Spence takes it forward, little spin.
Jack Muir takes the ball up now. This is much better from Hong Kong. Forwards playing a leading part. Ringo Long darts from half. Has he got a runner? Oh, he's lost the ball. What's the ref going to give here? I think he's going to let Ringo play the ball, which sounds like a real let-off for Ringo to me.
I think it was. I think that might have been a knock-on, but very lucky from Hong Kong.
Now this guy, Ben Ryan, is making a big impression now, and defence and attack. Ringo with a short ball to Benoit Mouclair. Much better from Hong Kong, but have they got the muscle or the movement to get over here? Ringo from half. Knock on from Hong Kong. So frustrating for them.
Yeah, Tavita Tenialu, again. Simple things, knock on, very close to the line, but it's promising. That's the most promising Hong Kong has been all night.
Much better. Now, Japan with the ball on their own line, and some interference to play the ball. Ref said last night that he's keen to let this game flow. He's not going to take them back a short 10. He's going to give ball players a chance to play the ball, but I think he's penalised Japan here.
Yeah, I think that was Kazuki Fukushige. He was a little bit too keen to play the ball, didn't put it on the foot and sort of jumped over the top of it. So good penalty here. Very good for Hong Kong to have it so close.
Head and feed, Hong Kong 5 metres short. This is their chance. They need to get back into this game before half-time. 15, 16 minutes to go before the interval. Hong Kong have a great chance here. Ringo Lung goes in at loose forward to lock the scrum. Gus Spence plays the ball. Oh. Referee's going to have that scrum packed down again. Not happy with the way it was conducted. Let's have a look at the way they're setting up. It looks to me as if Hong Kong, if and when they win this scrum, are going to go sharp towards the left wing. They are loaded on this side. Fullback, Kin Chong, possibly first receiver. No, they go right. Hogan to Malatai. Threatening the line.
So some clever work by Hong Kong there with Ringo Lung playing at the back of the scrum.
Starting to put some moves on. Gus Spence instrumental. You have to think the more he has the ball, the better Hong Kong are going to play. He's the lad to get the big boys running. Here he is again. Darts and goes. Retains possession, I think, halfway through this set. It's very important now for Hong Kong to get some points on the board. Big run from the 24.
Tavita Tenielu taking the ball forward. Nice run there. Took a few players to take him down.
A bit of fatigue setting, I suspect, for both sides. There will be chances. Good hands from number 26.
Try time for Hong Kong. Ben Ryan goes over. Ben Ryan has had a very good game since he has come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause.
Well done, Ben Ryan. The first try. Ben Ryan. First try in Hong Kong history. Take a bow, son. And he deserves credit because he's shown up on both sides of the ball in the last 10 minutes. On defence, he's been a heavy hitter. And going forward, he's really taken it to Japan.
Since he has been on, Ben Ryan has been the best player for Hong Kong. He's been running the ball up hard. He has been great in defence. He has deserved that try.
And you can hear the crowd. They've suddenly got into it. The players tossing water bottles around. They now think their test careers have begun. It may well have been nerves. 15 minutes, they were ordinary. They gave the ball away. They just weren't performing as a unit. That was not just the try, the whole drive from start to finish was strong, it was aggressive, and it paid off.
Well, we're now in the 26th minute, and up until this point, Hong Kong had only completed one set. So it's been very scrappy by them. But once again, they did well there, consolidated, pushed the ball forward, did the simple things, and Ben Ryan goes over for a well-deserved try.
And it looks like that might set the template for the next 5 or 10 minutes. When they retain possession, Hong Kong can make meters against this team. They have the size, they have the muscle, and they have the forwards who can make good ground. So this is going to be an important kick. 14 plays for kicker for
Richard
Hong Kong.
Lindsay lines it up here.
No good. 10 points. 2-score game at the moment. These kicks could be expensive on both sides the way things are going. Very kickable conversions miss. So referee Rob McDonald gets ready for the restart. Japan actually coming back slowly. I think 1 or 2 of the Japanese guys ready for a breather. Hong Kong, by contrast, they want that ball in play now.
Yes, it's a different story to what we saw 5 minutes ago. Japan are coming back very, very slowly. A lot of them taking in the big breaths. Hong Kong have the tails up. A lot of smiles on the faces now. They're back in this.
Next score, very important. An obvious thing to say, but if Hong Kong can score again in the next 5 or 10 minutes, then it's hey lads, hey. Japan about to restart. Are they going to go for a short one? Possibly. Let's have a look. They do like this right wing, clearly. They go long. It's taken safely by Hong Kong. And who is it? Is it that man Ben Ryan again?
That is Ben Ryan again.
Oh, what an offload.
offload.
Oh, and the referee a very generous sleeve there, I think. But Hong Kong getting the rub of the green at the moment.
Ringo Lung has picked up what seemed to be a very, very forward pass. But
the referee is, how shall we say, allowing a little freedom on the ball for Hong Kong. Benoit Mouclier takes it up. Japan trying to regroup. They know it could be costly to concede again for twice in 5 minutes.
Ringo goes into dummy half again. Tavita Tenielu takes it forward. Decent run.
So Hong Kong setting up. Forwards are now doing the job they were meant to do from minute 1. But all to no avail. 7 for Hong Kong. Hogan to Malatai. You get the impression that if he can hang on to that ball, he can do some damage. But at the moment, he's got butterfingers.
Yes, unfortunately, Tumalata has made a few errors tonight. As you say, if he gets the ball in hand and runs with it, he looks very dangerous.
Basics for Hong Kong.
We have touched on he's a dancer, so he should have the footwork to do whatever he wants.
What about the handwork? That's what we need from Hogan at the moment. Ben Ryan locks the scrum. Referee packs them down. Try scorer. Ken is about to put the ball in. Ken Chu Choi puts the ball in. Gives Gus Spence a bit of a nudge. Get out of my territory, he says. And Japan looking to make meters again, going down the short side. Good tackle from Hong Kong's number 22 there. Jack Muir, and tall, rangy runner eager for work. There's Gus Spence, you can see. He's the smallest guy on the pitch, but he's not shy of tackling.
Fukushika takes it out from dummy half once again.
This is where the defensive line needs to make ground from Hong Kong. It's still the main problem.
So Su Choi took it out from dummy half as well. He's made 7-8 metres there.
That's Nikola Pavasic takes it down the left. Japan with numbers here. You get the feeling they want to give it some air now. Here it comes across the field. That defensive line is not up anywhere near quickly enough for Hong Kong. Kicker able to get the bomb away, and Japan collect with number 2, Ryoji Kitsubayashi. Ball out of play. What's the referee going to give here? Last person to touch was Benoit Moucliad, but there may have been a knock-on before then.
Yes, once again, Japan kicking, not necessarily on the last tackle, so they've pushed it forward. A little bit unlucky there. Kitabayashi was in the right place at the right time.
It's a scrum down with the head and feet to Hong Kong. Gus Spence has the ball in hand. Half an hour gone. 10 minutes left, and the next 10 minutes could really shape this game. If Japan can assert again, they'll have a big lead at half-time. One more score for Hong Kong, and it's all on for the last 40 minutes. Fitness now. Everybody knows what it's like. The last 10 minutes of a half of rugby league is when certain people come to the fore, and there's Hogan trying to make up for past mistakes. But ball to ground again, and I think this time the referee is not in quite such a generous mood.
Yes, Kumalatai dropping the ball again. I would suggest that the dancing he's doing out at Disneyland may be river dance, feet only.
Seriously, I mean, he's making life hard for himself and his team at the moment, because that is a bad position to give the ball away. So lots of hard work has gone to waste. Japan will be fancying the chances of another score here.
Well, that's at least 5 handling errors from Kumalatai.
Yeah, actually, and 6 or 7 from the team. If you make that many handling errors, you're going to be down at half-time. And here's another chance for Japan. That tackling is shoddy. 2 for Hong Kong. Ben Wong finally wraps up the tackler. On with Benoit Mouclier, but this is ominous. Japan in great field position.
Huge run, Yuki Morikama there.
Ball down. Ball retention, no good. No good.
Sean Akabe, the youngest player on the pitch there, 17 years, 1 month, just making a mistake within sights of the line.
Ben Ryan's having to do a hell of a lot of work here. He will be ready for a break at half-time. Interference at the play of the ball. Ref lets it go. So here come Hong Kong again. They need to make yards here. They are in mistake territory, and if they make a mistake in their own 22, they're going to be in big trouble.
That was a massive hit by Akabe there on.
That was the 2 youngest guys on the pitch. Talk about little and large. Sean Akabe puts the heavy hit on Gus Spence, but Gus responds like all good scrum halves should do. He's back up and looking for more work. Jack Muir takes it up. That's a good run.
Yes, Gus Muir only arrived in the country this morning, in the early hours of this morning, so he's coming off a long flight from Australia.
There's Gus Spence again, little number 8, plays the ball to Ringo Lung. Hong Kong moving it from right to left. There's Ben Ryan. He is an eager beaver, and he's making yards every time he gets the ball.
He is very hard to tackle. He's taking 2 or 3 every time he runs the ball forward.
It's real old school rugby, and guess what? It's working for Hong Kong. He's the talisman at the moment. Now we get a penalty for Hong Kong. Referee not impressed by the tackling there. This is a good opportunity.
It's the big men for Hong Kong that are doing most of the work at the moment, especially Ben Ryan, Tavita Tenielu, pushing the ball forward.
And if the backs and Ringo Lung can put this ball into the corner from 5-6 metres out, Ben Ryan and Tavita are going to be pretty hard to stop on the burst.
Ben Ryan, 5 yards out from the line, I would back him in every day of the week.
Referee having a quick chat with at least one of the captains there. Ringo Lung has ball in hand. Going to go straight for the tap. He could chip it into touch, but no. Here we go with 25 for Hong Kong. It's Lawrence Tuck, the Friar as he's known, surely. Lawrence Tuck plays the ball. Ringo Lung. Nice ball to Chris Harrison. Makes 2 metres.
Yes.
Here we go. Jack Muir's on the ball, steps inside. Very close now for Hong Kong. Couple of tackles left in the set, and only 2 metres to go. There's Ben Ryan. He's looking for an offload.
Smart work there by Ben Ryan. Could have tried with the offload, but knew probably didn't have the pass in him. Tavita Tenielu, once again,
Almost.
head is over the line, desperately close.
I think this is the last opportunity for Hong Kong in this set. What's the move here, Ringo? Plays the ball to Gus Spence. Right-footed kick towards the corner flag. 2-on-1. And it's spilled. You have to think that was a knock-on from Hong Kong going forward. Ref agrees. Points to the 22-metre line. It's a tap on the 22 for Japan. Just over 5 minutes left at half-time, Brett.
Clever work there by Gus Spence. I think the Japanese might have expected he would have sent it to one of the big boys. He did kick the ball over to the corner. Almost paid off. A little bit of a knock-on.
Good tackle from Jack Muir, 22 for Hong Kong. Pretty basic rugby from Japan, trying to get past halfway.
Nikolai Pavicic takes the ball forward there.
He's done lots of work this half. Strong runner, and he's done his job.
Has been a workhorse taking the ball forward.
The more I watch this game, the more I think the defensive line for Hong Kong is too slow out of the line. They are allowing the Japan runners to gain full speed, and they are tackling strong runners while they're stationary.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Graham. It's a little bit scrappy. They're not pushing forward. They're not making the tackles. They're waiting for the tackles to come to them.
Someone has to send a message out and put a couple of shots on these guys, because they're getting licensed to just run at the line. Every time they run, there are meters to be made. And here we go, ball in hand from Japan. And it's a try. Number 3 for Japan is Kahi Ishikawa. Forwards laid the groundwork. Ball went left to right. And it's try time.
Yeah, once again, very, very easy for Japan. Did the simple things, pushing the ball forward, letting their big men take it forward, up the middle of the pitch, sending it out wide. Ishikawa scores very, very easy. Really had nobody in front of him.
Biggest smile of the night from number 3, Kahei Ishikawa. Take a bow, son. You're on the score sheet, and Japan have stretched the lead 18-4. Promising for Hong Kong for the previous 5 minutes. But once again, when it comes to the basics, that defensive line is not getting forward anywhere near quickly enough. And if they don't improve in that department, they are in trouble tonight, big trouble.
Yeah, Japan are making way too much ground. They're making at least 10 metres for every run. And that includes the forwards pushing forward. As I said, it just allows Japan to have the space out wide to score those easy tries. And that's basically what they've done all evening.
Kicking for both sides has not been too flash tonight. Second opportunity for number 5, Dai Fujitaka, to make this conversion from 4 or 5 metres in from the touchline. Not an easy one. It's Dai Fujitaka for the conversion. A lot harder, 20-4.
A lot harder than his first one, where he had it right in front.
Strikes it well, and it's a beauty. He makes the difficult one look easy and the easy one look difficult. It's valuable. 20 points to 4 Japan. Hong Kong, their body language has been good in parts, but it's not looking great at the moment. One or two exceptions. I really strongly sense there are a few guys out there who've underachieved so far.
Yeah, once again, the forwards, 24, 25, 26, Tenielu, Tuck, Ryan, they've been great, taking the ball forward. They've taken a lot of Japanese to bring them down. Just the back, some of the handling errors. We've touched on that.
And knock-ons in your own 22, in your own 30 metres. They are costly, very costly. So, still just over 2 minutes for Hong Kong to try and get back on the score sheet. It's a long way back from 20 points to 4 down.
If they can score a try here, convert, go in there being 20-10 down, it'll be
something
a big
to build
boost
on.
for them.
Yeah. But Japan know there's 2 minutes to go. They are very happy to drive the ball forward. One good set and a kick should see them into his sheds with a handsome lead. Job done for the first half.
So Setaguchi, the big man for Japan, takes it up there.
Some heated debate from the benches here. Apologies if you just caught a bit of salty language there. I hope you didn't, but I certainly did. But Japan doing exactly what they ought to in this situation. Referee blows the whistle, and there is a knock-on. Last chance for Hong Kong. 70 seconds to go. They need to get this ball in motion, guys. You can't be hanging around here. Conveniently, Justin, the MC for tonight, announces that there's 1 minute left. The message has got through. The scrum is being packed. Gus Spence has the ball. Hong Kong need to put on a move here. Less than a minute to score the try they desperately need.
Little bit disappointed by Hong Kong here. They needed to run in there, try and set that scrum as quickly as they could, give them as much time to try and score before the end of this half.
They'll have 40 seconds. Jack Muir, 22, makes a strong run. Going out left now with Ringo, the captain, and he darts, beats 1 man, 2 man, but he lets it go, and he lets it go.
Some good work there by Ringo Lung. Just taking the ball forward, just a little bit of a silly pass there at the end, undoing all the good work.
That looks to be all Japan need to take them into the sheds. Referee about to get the scrum down, but is the time to take it? Oh, hello. I think it's going to be a Hong Kong scrum.
That's half time.
No time for the scrum. It's half time, folks. Very mixed half for Hong Kong. Ben Ryan, the guy in the foreground there, the big guy, 26. Man of the match for Hong Kong by clear daylight. For Japan, you could pick 4 or 5 guys who could be voted their man of the match so far. Lots and lots of work to do. What do Hong Kong need to do in the second half if they're going to get back into this?
Yeah, without harping on it too much, once again, just consolidating. Having their forwards take the ball up. They had some great forwards there. Tuck, Tenielu, Ryan, taking the ball up. But then they need to have the backs do their job, keep the ball in hand, score the tries. Also, when it comes to the defence, they need to rush up more, put the pressure on Japan, make them make the errors. Japan, I think they've been great. Kazuki Fukushika, I think, has been fantastic. They're running out of fly half. Hong Kong, a lot to do here, but hopefully they can bounce back in the second half.
It's 4 tries to 1, I believe, for Japan. The error count is well into double figures for Hong Kong. The completion rate is very, very ordinary. If they can rectify that, of course they can get back into this. But look at the body language. It's not exactly positive at the moment. Coach, manager of the Hong Kong team, Jason Fairley, has a job on here. He needs to say to these guys, those mistakes, forget them now. We start again in 10 minutes time, and we start by getting that ball forward, completing sets of 6, making good kicks, making Japan turn around and making them work and hopefully make mistakes in their own 22.
Yeah, it's been a little bit too easy for Japan to get the ball out there. They've had the run of the play. They need to put the pressure on Japan, make them make errors.
So there is Jason Fairley, manager, and as described by Hong Kong Rugby League chairman Neville Metcalfe, founding father of Hong Kong Rugby. It was his vision and his hard work, along with Neville Metcalfe and a few other guys, that helped get this thing off the ground. Maybe we're perhaps guilty of expecting a little too much of this team first time out, but we know there are good players in there. Lots of rugby league experience, lots of rugby union experience in there, but it's back to basics for the moment. Forwards, do your job. Backs, back up. If there's an offload to be had, they need to take advantage. But no, it's a tough game, and these guys are finding out the cost of making mistakes right now.
Yes, it is very big for the boys, though. A historic night. They are playing their first ever test. They're playing Hong Kong's first ever test. And once again, as I touched on before, experience would have a lot to do with this. A lot of the Japanese players have played tests before. They played against Greece last year. They've got a test history going back to the 90s. Hong Kong playing their first ever. It's going to be a great learning experience for them. Consolidation for them will bring them back into this match. It's not a huge deficit. They look promising at many times. 16 points, it's very gettable. And maybe Japan will become tired at the end of the match. Maybe Hong Kong does have the legs in them. They might be able to come back into this.
So as we said, a ton of hard work and blood, sweat and tears and preparation go into making an event like this. And Hong Kong Rugby League are very reliant, very grateful to various sponsors who've helped them get this far. Wolf Blass have been a key major sponsor for the Hong Kong Rugby League. ICG have sponsored Hong Kong Rugby League for 2 years, supporting Tag and League. Tag Rugby, a huge thing in Hong Kong. Copper 88, a key sponsor this year, and the charity partner, Crossroads International, helping distribute lots and lots of valuable produce where it's needed most. Body language for the Japan team, really positive, really good. Interesting, all the Hong Kong team standing up. Most of the Japanese guys taking the opportunity to take their weight off for a few minutes. I don't blame them.
No, not at all. It was in patches there. It was pretty hard, pretty fast. Japan running the ball out wide. They should be tired. The big boys for Hong Kong, they're standing up. They're on their feet. You would expect some of them to be tired as well, but yeah, they're looking positive in the huddle. There's Jason Fairley just gives them their orders for the second half.
It's difficult to know how good the Hong Kong backs are, Brett, because we really haven't seen them with ball in hand. There are guys out there now, I'm sure, skillful, quick, agile players, and they'll be thinking, when's this ball going to come to me? Because just at the point in the set of 6 when you'd expect them to get the ball, it's gone to the ground instead.
Yeah, there's a few players there that we've barely touched on during the game. Kin Chong, the fullback, Ben Wong on the wing, Richard Lindsay, we haven't seen much of him, and that's once again one of the things that I touched on, that they haven't had the ball go out to them. Gus Spence, he's been great at dummy half, at halfback. Smallest guy on the pitch. He's a very, very small guy, but he's run like he's 20 stone.
Yeah, I don't think he's too daunted by this occasion. So what he needs is for the older guys. Look at him there, redhead guard left of picture. He's chipping in with his advice on this. He needs his forwards to lay a platform so that his handling skills can be seen to best advantage. I'm sure if the forwards get some momentum, get some grunt, really keep going forward, then you'll see Spence and Ringo Lung. They'll really, really make some inroads into this Japanese defence. But it's basic rugby that Hong Kong need to practice first. They need to earn the right to play, don't they?
Yes, that's absolutely true. And in patches, they have set it up in the forwards there. As I've said before, 24, 25, 26, pushing the ball forward, especially Ben Ryan. He has been everywhere. For a man of his size, he's been crossing the field, taking the ball up, making the tackles where they count, setting the platform, and has pushed them forward on a lot of occasions and got them close. Once again, just the backs have let them down a little bit.
Yeah, so there are some key moments to come here. You have to think, if Hong Kong are really going to make a major impression in their first ever inaugural Rugby League Test match, they need to get off to a solid start in this half, and that means getting ball in hand, strong drives, and just keeping Japan on the back foot wherever possible. Impossible to know which team has the deeper reserves of fitness, but I think we'll get a feeling for that in the next 20 minutes, because this is a more intense game than most of these guys are used to playing, and it will tell on some of them.
That's right, Graham, and this has been played at a pretty good pace too. There's not been a lot of stoppages in play. The referee has said that he wanted it to be a running match. He's allowed that to happen, so some of these guys will start getting tired as we get into the last 20 minutes.
Good atmosphere on the far side. Crowd has built up since the start of the game. They're giving Hong Kong plenty of encouragement. So last couple of minutes, last conversation between the pack, and the pack need to talk to each other in a situation like this. Say, come on guys, we know one guy who's doing his job. He's got a big number 26 on his back, but we need 2 or 3 more guys in the pack to really take it to Japan. 4 minutes to go in the Hong Kong break. Interesting, the referee chatting to both captains, Ringo Lung, Lachlan Grieve. He's just laying out what he expects from them. He wants this game to flow, but he knows as well as anyone that errors break up the game, and those 2 captains, one of them at the moment feeling proud as punch. The guy on the right, Lachlan Grieve, an Aussie by birth, but he's been in Japan for a long time now. He said last night his heart is in Japan. He was singing the Japanese national anthem louder and stronger than anyone. The guy on the left is a very interesting character, Ringo Lung.
Yes, Ringo is an Englishman from Yorkshire, loves the game, is back here in Hong Kong, obviously has Hong Kong parentage, back here promoting the game. He works as an administrator for the Hong Kong Rugby League, as well as his day job for Barcelona FC.
Yeah, very colourful character and a good player, you can see that. But he's dining on scraps at the moment, isn't he? His forwards are laying some good position for him, but when he's spinning the ball out, his backs haven't converted. So they've got the chance now. Japan just having a quick powwow about what's needed, but they don't need to change too much. Only one side on this pitch needs to make a major change, and it's the guys from Hong Kong, and it's basics. If they can really start to run strong, maybe a little less ambitious sometimes. A lot of the forwards are trying for not Hollywood offloads, but they're trying for ambitious offloads that are setting them on the back foot in the end.
We did see a couple of errors that came from poor passes there from Hong Kong. One very looping pass there at one stage. A couple of flick passes that haven't quite worked. Once again, basics. Japan is doing that very well. Pushing forward, first 3 or 4 tackles, kicking it, sending it wide, and scoring tries.
The guy, number 10 for Hong Kong, I haven't seen too much of him, Toby Lai. He comes with a big reputation, ex-Sydney City Rooster, played to probably a higher level of any rugby league player in the Hong Kong squad, but we haven't seen too much of him so far. I like the look of Jack Muir, 22, tall, rangy back rower, and I think if they can get him on the ball more often, then they might make some inroads. But it's Hong Kong to kick off, playing left to right as we look at it at the moment. Not a breath of wind, gorgeous conditions for rugby league, temperature nice and cool, no excuses for not putting some points on the board if you keep ball in hand.
And just quickly with Toby Lai, you touched on him then. Great rugby league pedigree. He's playing with Sydney Uni in the suburban competition in Sydney with Kazuki Fukushika, who plays for Japan. So they've both come up from Australia for this game.
Right, now's your chance, Hong Kong. Ball, spears into the air. Japan have been safe under that high ball so far, and once again, they bring it forward from the restart. That's a good tackle from Hong Kong, but they now need their defensive line to come up as one. So that's better, much better. They need to do that, 6 tackles in every set, and that will stifle Japan.
Yeah, they put the pressure on Lachlan Grieve there, and he only just took the ball popped out.
Ref's going to make them restart there, so it's 2 tackles gone. Captain Lachlan Grieve plays the ball there. Let's see how quick this defensive line gets up. Not bad. Met in the tackle by Ben Ryan.
I think that's Setaguchi taking the ball forward again.
And Jack Muir. They're going to be 2 key players in the pack. Japan come forward again. A high shot there. Perhaps lucky not to be penalised. A glancing blow for sure.
This is a very good start from Hong Kong. They're putting the pressure right on Japan.
Great tackle from Gus Spence. He's small, but he's got great technique. He knows to go low against these big guys. Nothing for him at shoulder height and above. Long kick. Hong Kong need to assert here. Dive on that. Ball recovered.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy from Hong Kong, letting the ball bobble around there. Got the ball back.
That's sensible. Dart from dummy half, gain you your first 5 metres. Give your forwards a little bit of time to get back and on the ball. 26, 25 that is.
Lawrence Tuck once again taking the ball forward.
Valuable metres. Sensible. Go through your sets and then let Spence and Lung kick the ball and put Japan on the back foot. Here's Spence. There's Toby Lai. That is so costly. So costly. There was no need for that. That was all day long just a forwards ball, take the ball up, and it was one complicated short pass too many.
It was very, very unfortunate. Toby Lai popping the ball up there.
He's been a disappointment so far.
He has been. He wasn't really passing it to anybody. He was just expecting somebody to be there. A little bit disappointing. And
he's got to hit that ball up hard. He comes with a big reputation in this game, and thus far he's not lived up to it.
And he is a very big boy too, so you would expect that he should be able to make metres with the ball in hand.
And once again, the mistake comes in your own half. Not too bad if you make a mistake and the opposition's 22. There's Toby Lai making up for that.
So Kitabayashi takes the ball forward. Matsua from dummy half.
Referee blows the whistle. That looked a big, strong hit from Hong Kong's number 4, Richard Lindsay, but the referee didn't. Oh, he's done him for the shoulder charge, Brett.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Matsua's on the ground too. He's not looking well.
Not sure whether we get a replay of that, but it was a heavy hit. But it looks the type of hit that rugby league crowds used to adore in my day.
Yes, very much so. It was 3 or 4 years ago that would have been applauded as a massive hit.
Yeah. Anyway, Itaru Matsuo is seeing stars at the moment. Jack Muir has a word with the ref. What's that for, ref? The ref has already tapped his shoulder to tell us exactly what it was for. So, Matsuo is up and on his feet. Quick drink, head guard back on, and Japan are posing a threat early in the second half. 20 points to 4, Japan lead over Hong Kong. That defensive line, let's have a look. Who's eager? Who is shooting this line now?
So Fukushiki takes the ball, kicks it towards touch. So this will be a test for Hong Kong here, where they push forward, make the tackles, stop Japan from doing what they've basically been doing all night, taking the ball up, doing the simple stuff and then kicking it wide.
Jack Muir makes the tackle, but he needs support. It's two guys. It's Ryan and it's Muir doing a hell of a lot of work also. 25 there for Hong Kong. There's Lawrence Tuck putting in a shift, but they need support. They've got some high quality athletes who aren't involved often enough here.
So Fukushiki takes it from dummy half. Luke Bradley takes it forward. Simple stuff, just keeps the ball in hand, tying up some of the Hong Kong players here.
Fukushiki plays the ball from dummy half. Number 10, Hiroshiki Fukasawa, has a dart. Good defence from Hong Kong so far, but the danger remains.
Sent the ball out wide once again.
Oh,
simple stuff through their hands.
And Japan, sad to say, if you're a Hong Kong fan, are in again. Is it number 2?
Ryoji Kudobayashi scores in the corner for Japan.
That was a good try. Set up by the forwards. 3 or 4 short passes and 1 long one out to the right. And it's 22-4. And the task, which was already difficult for Hong Kong, is now looking a mountainous one. So, 22-4. Good play from the forwards and the backs. The Japan backs, when they've been called on, have been good. They've held the ball, they've moved it efficiently and smoothly, and they've reaped the benefit.
Yeah, and up until this point, it's just been simple stuff. There was a couple of little tricky passes there. But Japan just, as you say, pushing the ball forward, late into the tackle count, throw the ball wide, score in the corner. Simple stuff, and it's paying off.
So, he's already kicked one similar to this, number 5, Dai Fujitaka. And he'll fancy his chances with the confidence high, and 20-point lead could become 22 points. So effectively, we are looking at a game in which Hong Kong need to score 4 unanswered tries. And at the moment, even if they do start to score tries, it's not going to be easy to make the kicks. But here is Fujitaka, number 5, from way out west.
Similar position to where he kicked the goal late in last half.
Strikes it well, but short, I think.
Doesn't have the legs there, just sprays it a little bit to the right.
It remains 24-4 to Japan, and I'd say that's a fair reflection of the game. You cannot make as many mistakes as Hong Kong have made and expect to be within double digits of your opponents.
Yeah, up until this point, we've still only had the one completed set by Hong Kong. They scored early in a tackle count. They need to score here. They need to score within the next, before 50 minutes are up. So we need 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. They need to score. They need to score quickly to get back in this game.
Japan have been so good under the high ball all night. Once again, retention is key, and Japan have just retained and held this ball way better. Ben Ryan is in there once again. You cannot fault his work ethic. Toby Lai skirts that tackle, and Hong Kong need their big guys to hit hard now and hit often, because without a huge effort from this pack, it's not going to happen tonight.
So Mochizuki takes the ball up there. Ishikawa into...
Fukasawa takes it up, makes 4 or 5 meters. That's all that's needed. His job is done. He's a front rower. His job is to take the ball up, play the ball quickly, and then move it. A long ball. Japan growing in confidence. Kenta Carino, the number 6 for Japan, has played well. He's barely left the centre circle, and he's just been the pivot there, just spraying the ball around when the opportunity presents itself. Here's Ken. Little chip again. Oh no. Hogan has the ball. Hogan to Malatai. He's got fences to mend the second half.
He does. So he has kept the ball in hand there, just taking it forward, taking the tackle. Alvin Chan takes the ball up there. 19 is Alvin Chan. He's playing okay now. He's getting good appetite. Here is
The number 10, Toby Lai. That's much better from Toby Lai. Where's he been all game so far? You can see it's in him, can't you?
Great run there by Toby Lai. Made 10 metres, a couple of players hanging off him.
Nice step from Ben Ryan, and he makes metres. He is Hong Kong's player of the match so far, no question. Look at him. This is a Herculean run from Ryan.
That is absolutely massive. Ben Ryan has had more hits than Taylor Swift tonight.
He's set the platform for his backs. 25. Lawrence Tuck. Close. This is better, much better from Hong Kong. If they go through the sets, they can get to the line on muscle alone. Oh, it's an awful, wasteful. Ringo Lung makes a hash of it at the play of the ball, and his forwards are not going to thank him for that.
Hong Kong were looking was so strong there, and Ringo Lung just making the little knock on there, just at halfback. Sorry, dummy half. Undoes all the good effort that Hong Kong have put in up until that point.
I'm afraid, guys, it's not good enough. If you're 3 metres, 4 metres from the line, your forwards have taken you there from dummy. You need to make that move. So anyway, the ball is back in Japan hands. The Samurais have it. Luke Bradley plays the ball. The number of knock-ons from Japan, you could count on the fingers of one hand. It's probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Number of knock-ons from Hong Kong is well into double digits. If we had the Premier Sports graphics, we'd know exactly how many knock-ons, but I'd wager it's a dozen.
It would be at least a dozen, yeah. Kazuki Fukushika.
Missed tackles from Hong Kong will not do. Japan gaining confidence every time this happens. Toby Lai makes the tackle, but Japan go down the short side with number 5. Fujitaka makes 7 or 8 metres.
We've made mention of this many times before. They've got Hong Kong scattered in defence.
And is that another mistake? I think it's another knock-on. Very similar to Ringo Lung's knock-on, just a bit of carelessness at the play of the ball. It's packed down for a scrum, and Hong Kong need to get on a roll again.
A little bit lucky there from Hong Kong. Japan looked as though they were on another roll. But Hong Kong gets a chance here. Once again, their big boys up front. Ben Ryan, Lawrence Tuck, Toby Lai, who's starting to run on now.
Yeah. This scrum needs to be set quicker, guys. You have 30 minutes to score over 20 points to win Hong Kong's first ever test match. There's a sense of urgency needed that we don't see.
As I said, with a minute to go in the first half, this, you expect people to be running on. Heads were a little bit low at the moment.
Better from Benoit Mouclier. Breaks off one tackle, makes an extra 3 or 4 metres. That's a good first tackle. 1 of 6. Ringo Lung at half. Nice and tidy, Ringo. Here is Lawrence Tuck. Does the job he's on there for. Carries the ball up centre field. Makes 4 or 5 metres. Lung, a dummy half. Ben Ryan looks the runner here. Here he goes. Steps inside. And it's a penalty to Hong Kong. I think number 4, Murakami from Japan, was straying offside there. Great chance for Hong Kong to kick into the corner. And if the kick is a good one from Spence, and it is, it's a very good one. Hong Kong will be a dozen metres from the line, and 6 tackles, and Japan on the retreat now.
Yeah, we're getting to a point here where some of the players are a little bit tired, not getting back the required yardage, getting offside. We may see a few more penalties coming from that area.
Yeah, you can see there is tiredness. We shouldn't not play us for that. It's an innovating game, rugby league. It will get you if you're not used to playing intense rugby league week in, week out at this level. Lawrence Tuck takes the ball. That'll do, Lawrence. Sets the platform. 10 metres out for Hong Kong. Jack Muir is to the right, but Ringo Lung goes left. Number 4 takes it up. Richard Lindsay. The ball rolls loose, but the referee is generous again there. Ball in hand for Gus Spence. He darts and goes, and that'll do it.
Wonderful try, Gus Spence.
Gus Spence, 17 years of age. What a moment for that young man. His dad, Jamie, is watching. His heart will be bumping 20 to the dozen, and that was 1 neat pass, 1 show and go, and it's try time for Gus Spence. Well done, young man.
We were warned before we came to this match that Gus Spence, lovely with ball in hand, and he's just shown it there. Little show and go, goes through, spots the gap, scores. Decent spot too. Hopefully they can convert, but yeah, great try, Gus Spence.
And that's pretty much the first chance Spence has had with ball in hand near the line to show his skills. Give him the tools, he'll finish the job.
Yeah, and once again, as I say, ball in hand, he has got great hands on him. firing the ball out, but there he didn't need to. Quick little dart, scores.
And we have a game on. The kick to come. It looks a very kickable one. 24-10 would be a much different complexion on this game. Japan behind the posts, getting the team talk from one of the coaches.
So we've got a change for the kicker here too. Kim Chong's having the attempt this time.
So Kim Chong is number 1 for Hong Kong, playing fullback. Haven't seen too much of him with ball in hand, but that is now the key. We saw the forwards lay the platform. Japan conceded a penalty. Spence kicked for touch, gained them the field position. A couple of drives from Lawrence Tuck, etc. And Gus Spence glides over. Kick is good.
Great kick there.
Ken Chung kicks it, 24-10, and Hong Kong back in the game. They have 25 minutes to rescue what looked, at half-time at least, a very, very risky situation.
Well, dare I say it, Graham, I think we might have game on here now.
Yeah, the next tries, cliche alert, is going to be very, very important, because if it comes to Hong Kong, a few nerves will jangle. It's only natural. Big games, high stakes, and nerves do get to players. So it's a very simple mandate for Hong Kong. Catch the ball from the kick, use those big guys to make your meters, and then trust your hands and your gliders to finish the job near the post. It can be done.
I think Hong Kong there out Japan. They set the ball up, sent it wide, and Gus Spence had the room to move.
Remember, he's 17. He first found out about rugby league on Facebook. Tag, it was. He started playing tag, saw it on Facebook. Talk about the commentator's curse. Gus Spence, after gliding in for a beautiful try, goes down too low for that and knocks on. And Japan now have a second opportunity to open up some clear blue water. What a game this is. 1 minute you're gliding in for a try. The next minute you want the ground to open up and swallow you.
Yes, we did very well pumping up the tyres of Gus Spence there, and they were deflated very quickly with a simple handling error.
Pump the brakes for the moment. What Hong Kong need to do is they need to muscle up on defence now, because Japan, as we've seen from this position, are dangerous. Number 4, Yoki Murakami runs it up, and he runs it up really hard.
Another big run from Japan there, setting the platform.
Richard
early.
Lindsay makes the tackle for Hong Kong. Coming out left, 15 for Japan is Yuki Mochizuki, and he takes some stopping. Hogan pulls him up short, but there's still at least 3 tackles left in the set and only 3 meters from the line. Is that a knock-on? Referee gives Japan the benefit of the doubt, Brett.
Yes, Murakami takes the ball up there. The referee has been very generous with some of these things tonight, but it has made for a free-flowing game. Japan crosses the line there, but looks as though they're held up.
Fukushigi fancied his chances from hooker. I don't think he's made it. Referee says play it again, Sam. So Fukushigi plays the ball. Have they got runners? Short ball to 6. 6 is Carino, who's been influential. Ken passes out to number 1. That looks an ordinary kick, but Hong Kong, have they taken it out into touch? Maybe it was already out, but this is an important ruling from the touch judge. What do you say, Lionel? Scrum down, and it's going to be a Japan head and feed.
It was a poor kick there from Japan. Came off the side of the boot. They've got away with it. It was that Toby Lai again who's tried to catch the ball but taken it over into touch. Scrum Japan.
So, repeat sets after the scrum. It generally leads to one thing, a chance of a try, and if there's a bit of fatigue, this is an ominous position. Hong Kong just worked themselves back into the game with really good rugby and put themselves on the back foot with some ordinary stuff.
Interesting, Fukushiki's gone into the back of the scrum there.
Long ball, what a waste on first tackle. When you're 14 points to the good, maybe you'll have a license to gamble, but they've let Hong Kong off the hook there.
Yeah, can't blame Dai Fujitaka there. It was a very hard pass, big, long, loping pass.
Ken Chu-Choi was the man who looped out the long ball, the number 7 there, but it gives Hong Kong the chance to set the platform again. Forwards, win the scrum, make some yards, do the job. That guy in backfield there, number 7, Hogan Tumalatai, if he can hold the ball, he can break this line, but he needs to hold the ball first. You can see he's set up to be the first runner, and here he goes. Come on, Hogan, you can do it. Handoff is great. Second handoff is good. Hold the ball, Hogan. That's much better from Hogan. His best play so far.
Very good stuff. He's made 15 metres there. Ball in hand.
And a penalty to follow. Nah. They need to use this guy, Hogan Tumalatai, now, don't they?
If he can keep ball in hand, yeah.
Look at him. You can see he's an athlete. Here's Jack Muir. Short ball. Is it necessary there, Jack? Do your job. Make the meters. Ben Ryan never goes down without 2 men, 3 men on his back. Makes meters again. Ringo Lung spins the ball. Jack Nielsen is on the pitch, number 14. Former Hong Kong Rugby Union international. Experience could be valuable in the second half.
Very strong man, very strong run there.
4, Richard Lindsay takes it up better. More people getting involved for Hong Kong now, and the crowd responding.
Yes, the crowd has been quite quiet during this match, but they're starting to make a little bit of noise now that Hong Kong are on the attack.
Spence with ball in hand. Suspicious shepherd there, but the ref lets it go. Lachlan Grieve. Heavy hit on Gus Spence. Spence gets up and plays the ball. Ringo Lung plays it out. Here's the 9.
Jason Yip taking the ball forward.
That's better, Jason. Much better. Ben Ryan is lurking out right.
Makes 8 metres there. Ball
Richard Lindsay is lurking outside of Ben Ryan. Stay with him. What a run. What a run. He is... Oh, what an offload. Ringo Lung is on the line. Is he over? Held up
on the 6.
Absolutely sensational offload from Ben Ryan. Oh, if only we had the video ref there. But Robbie McDonald was in perfect position, and it looks like it's the turnover. You can understand why Ben Ryan let it loose there. It was the last tackle. He knew he couldn't get over. Ringo Lung almost did.
But that was very promising. We're now exactly 60 minutes into the match. Hong Kong have had their second full set of 6. Promising stuff there. Almost got a try. Good work from Japan to hold it up.
We need to send these forwards back now for Japan. Send the message out that we're playing the rest of this match in your half wherever possible. So that's one of the set. Tackle 2. Big hit from Ben Ryan. Aided by number 9 for Hong Kong, Jason Yip.
Mochizuki gets the ball away there, and they're
good tackle from forward. Jack Nielsen and Hogan Tumalatai. Those guys need to aim up for the next 20 minutes. 20 minutes is all that's left for Hong Kong to salvage this. Jack Muir is involved in the tackle. There's an offload there from Nikola Pavicic, but the referee brings them back. He held. A few tired bodies. Jack Muir comes off. Number 13 for Hong Kong is Udo Wong. Let's see what Udo can do for the last 20.
So we just go back for another play the ball. Pavicic playing the ball back.
Bang on line with this defensive line, and we'll be in pole position to see whether they run in strong. They have. That's a good first tackle. From 4, Richard Lindsay makes a good first tackle, but he's hurt. Ben Ryan makes the second tackle with Hogan. Hogan Tumalatai. He's becoming a more influential presence in the game now, Brett.
Little kick forward there by Su Choi. Hasn't paid off for him.
Dives on it, takes the hit, and Hong Kong have the ball back. 19 minutes, a little less than 19 minutes left for Hong Kong to make their presence felt. Scoop from half, the right thing to do. Forwards need to aim up on both sides now. There's Jack Nielsen. Sensible drive from him, clearing the lines. Who's next? Udo Wong, hungry for the ball. His first touch.
Consolidating the ball, pushing forward.
Udo does well there, but they're still on their own 22-metre line. Ben Ryan shows up. He is hungry for more work, and he gets the ball. Here he goes. Here's Ben. Big Ben Ryan. What a game he's had.
Once another great hit up from Ben Ryan.
Ball in hand for Gus Spence. Goes long. Possible 40-20.
Oh, unlucky.
Look.
Oh, no.
Oh. Unlucky in 2 respects. Didn't get the 40-20 and didn't quite get the bounce of the ball. Try line was beckoning there.
Very nearly paid off there. It looked like it was Ben Wong who was coming up. Just didn't get the bounce of the ball.
Scrum down, goes to Japan. Substitute for Japan runs onto the pitch. Amani Konishi is the new man on. Fresh legs going to be vital in this last 20 minutes. Next score, absolutely vital. Ben Ryan packs down. locks the scrum. So Japan head and feed, and somehow someone has to start forcing errors in this Hong Kong team. They need to make Japan spill this ball.
With less than 17 minutes left, I don't think errors are going to be far away. There's starting to be some tired legs out there.
Is it 5 or 15? I think it was Guy Fujitaka. He's done some goal kicking. He's now got ball in hand, and that's a good run.
Ishikawa goes into dummy half, takes the ball up.
Big hit from 26. Ben Ryan. What a game. He is man of the match by clear daylight on both halves. Udo Wong makes a good hit for Hong Kong, but even when they're taking the tackles, these Japan forwards are holding the ball. There is no sign of butterfingers in the Japan team so far.
And Japan are still making yards. They're still making at least 5-6 yards every hit up. Karino goes into dummy half here.
Ball goes up. Ken Chu-choi puts it up high into the lights. Important catch coming up. And it's been spilled. Those basics. That was Richard Lindsay, I'm afraid. Number 4. He was under pressure. It's not easy when a ball spirals in floodlights. Excuse me, it may have been number 1 actually.
It's Kin Chong.
It was Kin Chong. Thanks, Brett. But either way, goes drop ball. But it's a penalty. He must have been tackled or challenged in the air.
Challenged in the air. So once again, a little bit lucky there for Hong Kong.
Gus Spence puts it into touch.
He's made some great yardage there, Gus Spence. Gives him a great platform.
He's going to be a good player. Correction. He is a good player.
He is a good player.
He's 17 years of age. He showed it brilliantly tonight.
Gus Spence spent some of the off-season with Racing 92 in France. So he's obviously well regarded within the rugby community as well.
Toby Lai is becoming a stronger presence in this game. That's a lovely inside ball from Gus Spence to Kin Chong, and great defence from Japan. They were well aware of the plan there. Now, 1 man down for Japan. Surely interference at the play the ball there. Ken Chu-choi very, very lucky to get away with that. His hand was in at the play the ball.
Yes, very close to being a professional foul, you would think too. Very quick off the line in there.
Ringo Lung darts. Didn't have the runner with him, so takes the tackle. Still opportunities for Hong Kong here. Number 13 takes it up. This is Udo Wong. He's made a good impression since he came on 5 minutes ago.
He has. He's taken a few hit-ups now, so he's pressing the ball forward, doing the simple stuff.
I think Ben Ryan's going to be somewhere around this play, isn't he? It's Spence with a grubber. He's got it behind. And look, they forced the drop out. And, hey presto, Spence gets Hong Kong the ball back. Referee coming over. What's going on here?
A good taking goal by Itaru Matsua. Just saved what would have probably been a try. They get the drop out here, Hong Kong.
So another set for Hong Kong, provided they catch the ball. First, you catch your ball, then you lay your platform. Then you give it to Spence and Wong and Ryan, and there are points left in this for Hong Kong. Referee needs to just speed this up now. Clock is still ticking, and Japan are very happy, especially those big forwards, to get a few breaths of air at this point.
You would think that Big Ben Ryan would be sucking in the big ones right now, but I don't want him to come off. I don't think he wants to come off, and Hong Kong definitely don't want him to come off.
This is ordinary from Hong Kong. They've conceded 10 metres. Here goes Spence. He fancies a run.
Oh, very good pass there.
This is ambitious on tackle 1, but it's paid off so far.
Well taken by Richard Lindsay to pass it on as well.
Yeah, Jack Nielsen takes it up. Richard Lindsay with a great break. Ball in hand for 19. As Jack Nielsen has the ball.
Great taken pass there, Alvin Chan.
Oh, what a chance this is. What a chance for Hong Kong. Ringo, good ball. Good ball out to Udo Wong, who drops it. And he's penalised. Is it offside? It is offside.
It is offside. Japan starting to look a little bit tired here.
Ooh. Another penalty and potential sin in there, referee. Shoots the line, Ken Chu-choi.
Ken Chu-choi is sailing very close to win here.
Ben Ryan sailing close to the try line. That's a great tackle to pull him up short. Number 9, Fukushigi for Japan pulls up Ben Ryan, which takes some doing. Here is number 10, and it's there.
Toby Lai across the line, under the dot.
Hong Kong score number 10, Toby Lai.
And the old story. Repeat sets, penalties lead to points. And you can't believe the body language of this team when they score. They're all back in double quick time now. They need to sustain that intensity. It's there. The kick will make it, I'm confident. 24-16. It'll be an 8-point ball game with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, Kin Chong has a very easy attempt here, right in front. Helped by Toby Lai there, scoring right under the black dot.
Jason Fairley, the Hong Kong manager, has a quick word with Udo Wong there. Udo has been a bright spark since he came on. He's an aggressive, sparky runner. 8 points in it. Almost 12 minutes to go. Hello, hello, hello.
Japan are starting to look a little bit tired, I think. There's a...
Well, the referee needs to hurry them along here because this clock is ticking. It's not like in Super League games where the clock can stop. This clock is ticking away. The referee is having a word with his lino. And Japan are firm believers that when God created time, he made plenty of it. And they're using as much as possible right now. So,
once again, I think this might be a little bit of experience from Japan. They know they can walk back slowly. Nobody's going to pull them up, suck in a few big ones, giving themselves a little bit of time to reset after that try.
so penalties were costly for Japan there. They gave away 2 penalties. Toby Lai, I think it is. Now Toby.
Taking it up.
Make him know you're there, son.
Massive hit up. That's enormous from Toby Lai.
He's sending out all the right messages at the moment. He's not held. He is now, but that's a super run. Made 26, 27 metres from his own line. Here's Hogan. Exactly the right play from Hogan to Malatai. That's excellent from him.
Massive play. Toby Lai took the ball, ran it up. It took 5 or 6 plays to bring him down.
He has that neat step inside from right foot onto the left. Beats the first man and then he lets his bolt do the rest. Ringo Lung. That's a poor ball to Spence.
Yeah, it's another poor one from Ringo Lung there. He's thrown a couple of difficult passes to his teammates. Gus Spence didn't really have any opportunity to pick that one up. Too low at the bootlaces.
Yeah, it's a basic. It's a basic. He had all the time in the world to make that pass. And as you say, it landed on Gus Spence's toe cap. That's not where you want a rugby ball to land, especially at this stage in the game. So, Japan have the scrum. Japan have the skills. Do they have the energy to consolidate now? Because Hong Kong are hitting hard in defence.
So it's Yuki Morikama taking the ball up first.
Good tackling from Japan. Jack Nielsen's in there. Ringo Lung is in there. And the number 9, Jason Yip, is in there. But now there's more work to do outright. That looks a very suspicious knock-on to me. Liner, where's your flag? Doesn't need it. The referee is blown up. But that was a clear knock-on. So Liner 10 metres away and the flag stayed down. Yeah,
Japan just trying to push the envelope just a little bit too far there. A couple of little passes that didn't quite go. Knocked the ball on. But a little bit of a reprieve here for Hong Kong.
Right. Around about 10 minutes to go. Hong Kong have the scrum. Gus Spence feeds the scrum. Ringo Lung feeds Benoit Mouclier, who runs with purpose. He runs well. He stopped 10 metres short of halfway. And now it's time for Hogan to maybe break from dummy half. Hold that ball. Use your strength. That's good work from Hogan. His second half has been so much different than his first.
He's kept the ball in hand, hasn't tried to pass it on. He has been very solid this half.
Toby Lai runs it up and he is doing some damage in centre field now. Ball comes loose, but I think it may have been reefed. That's certainly what referee Rob McDonald thinks. And now Gus Spence can heave this ball into the night sky, into the corner. And if he does what we think he's going to do, Hong Kong will be 10 metres away with 6 tackles to come.
So Hong Kong here are a different team in the second half. They've really picked up. They've been the ascendant team in the second half. They have. They've really kicked on. They're leading on the scoreboard in the second half as well. So it's great turnaround from Hong Kong. They've got the opportunity here to close the gap even further.
How would you play this set? Through your forwards? I think the forwards can take them all the way if they hold the ball. Udo Wong has been really good since he came on. He gains the first 5 metres. Ringo Lung needs to feed the next forward. You get the impression they could crash over here if they hold the ball. Benoit Mouclier, centre, does the job of a forward and they're getting close.
Strong with ball in hand, Nuclear.
Here goes Toby Lai. He's going to take some stopping from there, but he gives it to Ben Ryan. Ryan rolls, and I think he's over. The referee thinks he is, and that's what matters. Hello.
Great effort there. Once again, the simple things have paid off for Hong Kong. Pass to Toby Lai. Toby Lai gets a short pass on to Ben Ryan. Ben Ryan, second try of the night, deserves everything that he has got.
And once again, penalty, kick into touch, lay the platform, feed the ball to the strong runners, and you are over. 24-20 to Japan. Kick to come makes it a 2-point board game. I'm an odds person, a probability guy. I thought this was big odds against 15 minutes ago.
I would be starting to say that Hong Kong would be running into favourite now.
Yes, you'd have to think so. And ball in hand. When I used to play rugby, my coach used to tell me that ball is your wage packet. You don't let it go unless you have to. And when Hong Kong keep the wage packet in hand, they're dangerous.
They have been. Yeah, it's what Japan did in the first half. They're out-Japanning Japan now. They are keeping ball in hand, doing a little bit late, scoring tries.
Muscle could win this game for Hong Kong now. If they retain the ball, the forwards could take them over for another try in the next 5 minutes. And that could be a historic first ever test match win. But it's still game on.
Players like Udo Wong, Ben Ryan, Lawrence Tuck.
Toby Lai in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
all this half, actually. And, of course, Hogan Tumalatai. He was instrumental in getting them to halfway. The penalty followed. Gus Spence put it in touch. A low kick this time. But Hong Kong have the ball, and they're on the move again.
It's Tavita Tenielu taking the ball up.
Back on the field and ready for work. And he is one of 4 or 5 guys who could really do some damage now. That's a good run from Benoit. Benoit Mouclier is taking the ball up strongly in the last 10 minutes. Ringo Lung just needs to feed this ball to the right guys. Plays it to Spence. Spence to Ben Ryan, who's been the standout player in this test match. Lung takes the ball again. Feeds Spence. Plays the ball.
Tavita Tenielu taking the ball up again. 3 players to bring him down.
Ringo asks for the tackle count. He knows how many are left. That's Richard Lindsay. Takes the ball up, beats off the first tackler. Some tired tackles from this Japan team now. They're in tough water at the moment, aren't they?
Where were the arms and that tackles up?
Trainer goes on.
11.
5 minutes on the clock.
I think both teams will be quite happy to have a little bit of a breather here.
5 minutes on the clock in Hong Kong's first ever Rugby League test match. Whatever happens now, they've done themselves proud, but there's victory in sight. Grubber kick from Gus Spence. The chase is on. That's where Japan have been very good. They have not given away possession deep in their own 22. They've managed to juggle the ball if necessary.
Dai Fujitaka just flicked it off the feet, caught it with the hands.
Lachlan Grieve throws a dummy. He knows that ball retention is key now. 2 points is enough if they can just hold the ball. A slow play the ball, but that'll lose Japan. The scoot. Is this the 7, Ken? Ken Chu Choi, I think it was, with the scoot, and he's made good yards for his team now. It was Ken Chu Choi. Now comes 11, Luke Bradley. Plays the ball to Chu Choi. Still ambitious. Number 6, Carino for Japan. They are still keen to throw the ball around.
That's taken with a big hit there from
Hogan Tumalatai.
Carino from dummy half, passed it out.
There's a grubber kick. Oh, that's a tremendous take. That's number 2, Ben Wong. It came at him rapidly, and oh my lord, what a mistake it's a maker.
Yeah, Tavita Tenielu just making a simple mistake in the play of the ball.
It's easy to be wise after an event, but he shouldn't be in there at dummy half. He should be taking the ball up and carrying it. But anyway, what's done can't be undone, and Japan now have a scrum 40 metres, 35 metres from the Hong Kong line. It's in their hands now. If they can retain the ball and make one good kick, then Hong Kong are going to have to do something special. Missed tackle from Hogan. Number 4 for Japan, Murakami makes great yards.
Yeah, great run from Murakami there. 2.5 minutes to go.
This is ominous. suspicion of a high tackle there. The liner's flag is up.
High tackle.
I think the referee might just give Hong Kong the opportunity to... And they need to take advantage. They've got a break from the referee and the linesman there.
So Fukasawa just takes it up there. Into Oba,
Good
taking the ball
defence from
forward.
Jack Nielsen. Held up on the line, I would say. Just a couple of tackles to go in the set. And a scoot. The referee, I don't think, is inclined to give that. In fact, he's given it the other way.
He's called that as a knock-on
Yeah.
from the dummy half there.
The referee has had a good game. It's never easy to referee a game these days, but he was on the ball there. It's a scrum down. 2 minutes to go. Hong Kong scrum.
Yeah, referee Rob McDonald's had a great game here. He's flown up from New South Wales where he works for the NRL. He's a policeman by day. He's come up, refereed, let the game flow. It's been a great performance by him too.
And with 2 minutes to go, Hong Kong is holding out for a hero. Richard Lindsay has the ball. He steps inside. Nothing silly, Richard. This is unnecessary, guys. Hogan Tumalatai has the ball. They need the forwards to make some ground before they start with the champagne stuff. Lindsay on the ball. This is... Well, I don't believe it. The referee has let them play on. There was a clear knock on there, I'm afraid to say. Ringo Lung has darted through the gap. But I'm afraid, let's just say the referee must have been blindsided there. Ben Ryan has the ball. Less than a minute on the clock. The crowd goes wild. That's a potential penalty. He was held on to a long while there.
Toby Lai takes the ball up. Big run, he's dropped the ball.
And the referee picks up on that one. I think that has to be a Toby Lai.
It's called the knock-on.
Knock-on.
30 seconds to
that
go.
That is probably the game. And I'm afraid Hong Kong's habit of dropping the ball in important positions has come back to haunt them. But listen, let's not be too harsh on any of these guys. It's their first taste, by and large, of international rugby, and they have given it 100% from start to finish. It would take something astonishing for Hong Kong to snatch this now.
These Hong Kong boys can hang their heads high. It has been a great effort from them, given that this is their first ever performance at the international level. 24-22 against a team with so much experience.
The referee blows for full time. Game over. Well done to both teams. And as we said at the start, Brett, a small piece of Hong Kong sports history. It goes to the Japanese Samurais, but the Hong Kong Thunder almost rescued an impossible situation there.
That's right. In the second half, they were a completely different team to what we saw in the first half. They kept ball in hand. Their forwards set the platform. They scored some very good tries. Gus Spence scored a great try. Ball in hand, spotted the gap. Kept the things simple. Just a couple of handling errors at the end of the match. Sort of soured a little bit. But as I say, they can be proud of their effort. 24-22 against a pretty experienced team. Hong Kong, great effort from them. Japan, the winners on the day.
And look at the sportsmanship. Fantastic sportsmanship from both teams. They can share a beer or two, or five, tonight. And as you say, they can hold their heads high. They've done their countries proud, done their families proud, done themselves proud, most of all. They played the game hard and fair from start to finish. You didn't see any attempt to con the referee, any attempt to con the opposition. They played it hard, they played it fair, and Hong Kong came from way back. And they were within maybe 3 or 4 more minutes of salvaging this, another couple of sets, and they might just have done it.
I think so, yeah. They were on the ascendancy, as I said before. The second half was great from them, especially somebody like Ben Ryan, Lawrence Tuck, Udo Wong, setting the platform, as I say, getting the ball forward, letting the backs have a little bit of a run. Gus Spence, great with ball in hand. Benoit Mouclier, who a lot of people may not have noticed, but he was taking the ball up. A centre who was running it up like a forward, making ground. Great effort.
No losers here, as you can see. Great reception on the far side for both teams as they take a well-deserved bow. I'd have to agree with you, Brett. I think Ben Ryan was the standout player on the pitch. He ground it forward so hard and so strong from start to finish, along with good ball skills and loads of big hits. He would be my player of the match. One to watch, no question, for Hong Kong. Gus Spence, at 17 years of age, he has had a blinder and a beautiful try for him to watch on the Facebook Live feed, record later on. So big smiles, and that's always great to see. They've put 100% effort in for a noble cause, and this is just the beginning of what's hopefully a long journey for international rugby in Hong Kong. Both sides looking to figure in the Emerging Nations World Cup qualifiers in Sydney next November, I think. So they will improve on this, I'm sure of that. The first 20 minutes were costly for Hong Kong, and as you said at the time, Brett, it may well have been international nerves that just played a very significant part in deciding this.
Yeah, once again, experience and nerves from Hong Kong. They dropped some fairly simple ball. They didn't finish off. You know, it was a little bit hard to try and get back from there, but they've done a very good job. They went down. They were down at half-time. They've come back. They've been the obvious winners during the second half. So great effort. Japan, Kazuki Fukushiki, their little general, he's been great for them, playing the ball, getting his players where he wants them and finishing off the way they did. So he was great for them. Ben Ryan, Hong Kong, absolute standout for them.
Yeah, put in a good word also on the Japan team for Dai Fujitaka and the scrum half, Ken Chuchoi. He had a really good game and probably scored the try of the match with that chip and chase. Beautiful try for him. Great scenes here. Big smiles. Definitely one for the family album. We're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes, folks. Few quick thank yous for the sponsors: Wolf Blass, ICG, Copper 88, Crossroads International, the charity partner. All will benefit from this. But the people who will benefit most of all are these players. They've had a fantastic experience, a fantastic weekend in Hong Kong. This is what Hong Kong sport's all about. I'm Graham Cunningham, delighted to have been joined as my co-caller, Brett Skelly. Brett, thank you for your company tonight. Thank you for your insight. It's been great. Wherever you've watched this Facebook Live feed, all over the world, I hope you've enjoyed it. You can follow Hong Kong Rugby League on Twitter at HK Rugby League. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good night from us. Well done to Japan, and a fantastic effort in their first ever test match from the Hong Kong Thunder.